Welcome back in, everybody, to the second series of the day. It is going to be Team Spirit coming up against Darkside. And, well, it's not looking great for Darkside here. They are going to be 0 and I believe it's 0 and 4. It is 0 and 4 here. Meanwhile, Team
Yes.
Spirit, they are going to be 4 and 0. So the complete opposites of each other. And Team Spirit looking to continue this domination on. Darkside coming through, they need to win the series. And is it possible at all, Harry?
I'm I'm very doubtful.
Mhm.
We always talk about the potentials of carries coming out from Eastern Europe. Dizzying
Yeah.
just hasn't been up to par with the other carries. Of course, the team has other problems as well. But if we just look at that one, on one side we have Yarrow, arguably one of the best carries in the world,
Hmm.
and maybe even the best because he can play so many heroes at a high level.
Yeah.
And then we have Dizzying on the other side that, as you mentioned, just hasn't been looking the greatest.
No, and before joining Darkside, he was on a couple of these smaller, I'd say like tier three teams. He's been picked out. He's kind of been plucked out um, uh, to maybe not impress straight away, but to be able to grow. But yeah, like you say, the Yatoro in his current position, he's probably one of the most versatile carries in the entire, well, in all six regions. And yeah, it's you can see the difference between the two of them, and maybe in the next tour, or maybe coming into the next season, Dizzy's going to look like a great hero, a great player. He's going to look complete, going to look a little bit better. But for now, there is that difference in the quality between the two players and between the two teams as well.
Yeah, Yarrow is the one who retired Eternal Envy when they won TI, and when he
Mhm.
started streaming Eternal Envy. I remember him tweeting, "I have watched Yarrow's stream, and at this point, I cannot play on his level, so I'm gonna be taking a break." Yeah, that was, and we are still not seeing Eternal Envy come back to the scene. So yeah, Yarrow, this guy, he knows what he's doing.
Mhm. Yeah, and again, throughout the entire lineup of Team Spirit, they have one of the most competent lineups. Collapse barely ever loses his lane. Looks great coming into the mid game there as well. Enables the rest of his team. You've got the two support combos of Maposhka and Mira that have some great rotations. They know exactly where they need to be on the map. They can hit these timings. Lal, he struggled a little bit in Tour One and in the major as well, but I do think he's still, a great player. He's still coming into the team, and I think in the past couple of matches against, Bet Boom, he showed exactly what he can do. And people are eager to write Lal off, but there's still a great player in there, and there's a reason that Team Spirit picked him up.
If you remember old Windstrike, then turning Bedboom, when Larl replaced Dodgen, suddenly the team became a lot stronger, right? So I think
Yeah,
Team Spirit, despite being such a great team, despite being so good at drafting, that they haven't really found the best way to implement Larl and his hero pool to their side. And even so, he's looking decent, right? He's looking consistently good. He's not looking perfect. He's not looking amazing, but he's looking consistently good. And I guess
yeah.
consistency is what you need to, at the end of the day, do as much as you can throughout the DPC season.
Yeah, and again, it's one of those things that we spoke about players needing to adapt the game, because when he was playing on Bet Boom with the hack, the hack did enable him to be that carry from the mid lane, whereas he's playing a different role. He was trying to play that space maker, the initiator kind of mid laner hero here. Coming into Team Spirit, because Yatoro, like you say, he's the top dog in the team. He's the hard carry, and he's looking to play that role. So it could have been a long adjustment period for Lyle just to try and change his game, and it might have taken the last tour coming through to be able to do that. And maybe he's started to finally to feel comfortable in that role.
Yeah, maybe that's the case. You always need some time to adjust to a new team. Sometimes the honeymoon period makes you be incredibly strong, but
Hmm.
sometimes that early period can be rough. And for Laurel, it has been more rough than not. But to be honest, they did make it to the major. On the major, they were
Yeah.
the best positioned Eastern European team, even though it wasn't the greatest. And to be honest, they probably should have went one more series forward because they were looking good in the series that they lost. So I don't have much hate, or I didn't have that much in terms of expectations in Spirit early on. So I think this is good
Hmm.
enough for them. Then this team still has the potential to be at the top by the end of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, how many teams have we seen that come into? I mean, I know they did, not great at the last TI, but how many teams have we seen coming in as the quote unquote favorites in TI and that actually go on and win it?
Oh
You know, go
no,
on.
I actually think no one, right? Maybe Winx.
Yeah, yeah, no, I
Yeah.
would even put Wings down as a bit of a surprise there as well. Yeah,
Nah, they were coming in. At that point, OG was like considered the strongest, but Wings were crushing everybody as well. I think it was kind of the English speaking community favoring their boys over the China guys. So I think Wings was the if not the top favorite, the second one to favorite to win TI. Other than that, yeah, I don't remember anyone coming in as the favorite and winning it.
no,
10
and
seconds
you know,
remaining.
I forget the point that I was making.
Okay, that's good.
5
That's good.
seconds
I
Yeah,
remaining.
I
no,
like that.
that's great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Team
I no, I
Spirit's
was just
turn to
I
pick.
think the point was that they came into the last year as the favorites. You know, they were looking to take the second ages, but they ended up pulling
Radiant
down
team
and
pick.
coming through now with a bit of a rebuild.
Enchantress.
They might not be on the radar to be the top contenders, but like you say, if they tightened it up a little bit in that last major, they could have made a push a little bit further. And they should only get better and more comfortable as they go towards the next major, going towards TI.
10
The
seconds
third major to
remaining.
come through and get themselves into TI as well, so they could be able to make a push
5
unless
seconds remaining.
I don't know, something like Lal and Yatoro just completely fall out with each other or something like that. I don't know.
Nah, they're not gonna do that. These are nice guys, nice boys. Every single
Radiant
time that
team pick.
I think you and me interviewed Yadro as well.
Mhm.
He's a chill dude. I watched um their videos on YouTube. They put
Yeah.
up vlogs about their series. They also seem pretty chill even when they lose. Everyone kind of has an opinion why that happened, and that
Team
opinion never
Spirit's
revolves
turn
around,
to pick.
yo, this guy collapsed, like what the hell was he doing in the lane? No, it's like, yeah, we messed
Mhm.
up as a team. We didn't really think about how this was going to affect us, and then we paid the price for it and stuff like that. So this team, at least from how it seems, it looks like it has good
10
atmosphere.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, getting into the draft though, because we do have a game going on. We're not
5
just here to
seconds
talk about Team
remaining.
Spirit. Darkside, they do pull out the IO Lash combo. They're going to be banning out the Primal Beast as well as the Undying, the Broodmammer goes as well as that Death Prophet. But the Enchantress is
Team
going to be seen
Spirit's
for,
turn
I think
to
it's been in
battle.
every single game today, right? And Team Spirit, they pick up the puck, but the Disruptor's still there, the Rubik's still there, and we've seen the Rubik from Team Spirit being, every time it's been available, being the most favored hero, and now they're going to let it go without a second thought.
Yep, they just don't want to get it. The Team
10
Spirit have been,
seconds remaining.
staying away from the Rubik a little bit, and they pick up at the puck. You know
5
what, Rob?
seconds remaining.
What?
It's what is really fun is that these two teams, they're in one country where the
Radiant
best
team
Dota
battle.
players reside in, right? I should know, right? So they're both in my country right now. One is in Novi Sad. The other ones, I think, they're here in Belgrade on Team Spirit. I'm not really sure because they're switching their locations all the time, so they're very hard to pinpoint. So you could call
10
this a
seconds remaining.
local fight.
Mhm. They're both sitting in the LAN cafe. Do you think they travel to
5
each other to
seconds remaining.
you just stare each other in the eyes as they get into this
Yeah,
best
yeah.
of three?
Yeah, I think
Team
that would
Spirit's
be
turn to
quite nice.
battle.
There were, I think, no, they're Monaspa and Darkside are in the same boot camp, but
Mhm.
obviously they're not in the same region. So yeah, but it would be fun if we would get those, especially if there was like a camera once they go on break and they
10
pass each other,
seconds
like a
remaining.
little bit of trash talk there.
You maybe say like the shoulder
5
check that
seconds
came out at
remaining.
TI against No Tail.
Yeah, that would be that I wouldn't want that to happen, but it would be fun. Drama is always
Radiant
nice.
team battle.
Yeah, and we see the Slurk being banned out. The Clockwork's gonna be taken away here as well as the Draw Ranger. So yeah, looking at this, I mean, Darkside, they've been given the Eye of the Lash, really effective combo. How much do you think Team Spirit are going to put into trying to deal with this in the game? Or is this, that you let them do the thing and Team Spirit, do you
10
think they have a way
seconds
to play
remaining.
around it anyway?
Well, they already have a puck, so these two
5
not good at
seconds
catching him,
remaining.
and he's
Mhm.
very good at going into the backlines, actually finding the eye, even canceling out the relocate if need be. So Team Spirit are already preparing for it. I feel like they knew the Dark Side are gonna go for an IO, and they were prepared because they flash picked the puck.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see what else they're going to be able to play around with. I mean, Darkside taking the time over this next ban, just thinking about what they want to be taking away. And I don't. They've banned out the Draw Ranger, but it's so hard to ban against Yatoro because he plays literally. I think every carry hero in the game, and maybe even a couple of the non-carry heroes, and he just jams it into that carry role. So banning out the Draw Ranger, banning out the Morphin here, it's so hard to actually predict what Yatoro wants to pick up.
Is there like a carry that I've never seen him play?
10 seconds remaining.
No.
That was a
I'm
good
looking
question.
at them.
Yeah.
I'm looking at them, and I feel like
5
he even
seconds
played the
remaining.
Ricky. He definitely played the Razor PL. I don't know if I've seen him play the Arc Warden. That might be the one, right? That might be the one he can't do.
Maybe. I mean, do you class that as a carry? Because I would have put that squarely in the mid lane. I don't really think.
I mean, you said even some of the non-carries that he can shove them into the carry position. So some of the late game potential mid laners, he can be
Fair
played
enough.
in the safe lane. And lately, he has been mostly played in the safe lane when he has been played, which is not too often.
Well, if you're that
Radiant
confident,
win
you should
back.
send him a message saying pick Alchemist, because we've still not. I still don't think we've seen an Alchemist win.
Show us how it's done.
Yeah,
show
yeah.
them kids how it's done. Imagine he picks it and loses it. That would be that'd be funny. But we provoke him like, you a chicken. You don't want to pick Alchemist,
10
and
seconds
think that would
remaining.
work. Might be.
It might be enough, yeah, if we can, do that to
5
convince him.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, no, he's even played the Sven, I'm pretty sure, a couple of times and looked good doing it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, playing those out of meta heroes as well. And, yeah, we kind of just turn it into the Team Spirit fan club on this cast, and it's probably a little bit unfair to Darkside, but there's a reason that Team Spirit looks so good, and, the players gel so well together.
I mean, I did talk quite a lot about Darkside drafts at the start of the season, and then they betrayed me. Like, oh, I love the way that they're approaching this. Oh, and then their execution just falls flat. So it's their fault right now that we have to sing songs of Team Spirit. Actually, Yatoro, we didn't say anything nice about the other four. We're just Yatoro this, Yatoro that, and
I mean,
you other four guys being carried, right? His shoulders, are they gonna take it?
I say Collapse is good, See, as an off-lane player, you kind of do like look at how they ban out the anti-range as well, so they are just trying to target Yatoro. But yeah, Collapse again. We saw it in the last tour. Barely ever lost his lane. He had some great impact. He was able to make up if there was pressure being put onto the other two cores. He was able to create that space, or excuse me, use that space that was being created for him to build up and then get involved in the fights and turn some games around. Darkside, they do go for the Rubik, so taking that one away here from Team Spirit, that's going to be the two supports here, the IO and the Rubik coming through, unless you want to do something wacky like the offlane IO, which I don't really see happening.
But overall, I'm loving how Darkside are picking, right? I feel like Soneko, if he's drafting against a pick bot and in the end something needs to calculate the win probability, he's more often gonna win than not. But it's probably like, can you play the IO? No. Okay, you're playing the IO because they don't seem like they executed too well. But I'm still loving the drafts. Now you have the catch for the puck, you have some extra burst damage for the Enchantress. It's pretty much a perfect pick, and it is a hero well established in the current meta that works with pretty much every offlaner. So I'm loving how they're approaching this.
Yeah, meanwhile, Spirit, they go for the Ursa. You ban out 4, and he still has 1 to pick up, and I'm surprised the Ursa wasn't one of the options that did get banned out. I think it's a little bit easier in this tour as well, with the meta shift for the melee heroes. Excuse me, the melee heroes. I talked about it last tour that we were seeing the Ursa come out, but his win rate was pretty abysmal here. And I think with the shift in the meta a little bit, especially pick up a hero like the Puck that allows you to get on top with the Dream Coil, this game for the Ursa, it's going to look a little bit more comfortable than the Ursas we've seen in the past.
Yeah, you want the burst damage for the Lesh. You want the burst damage for the IO, right? Because the heals are not going to be coming through if you're able to just sit on top of a hero. That is what the Ursa does bring in. And when you look at the Spirit, Enchantress doesn't really bring much in terms of burst damage. She brings constant amount of damage later on. So you need a core that is going to contribute in putting people down once he gets to his timing. So I like the Ursa. It definitely kind of fits the picture the Team Spirit want to go for here.
Yeah, and What do you think they pick up next? Because they've already got 2 cores on the field. They don't have the final pick anyway, but do you think they maybe potentially wait to see what
Radiant
Darkside
team
want to go for as the Kara? Never mind, just Beastmaster.
I think they were thinking here, are we gonna get our support that goes well with the Ursa, something slowing people down so that he can run them down as well in the lane? Or are we gonna get the thing that we lack right now, and that's tower
10
push on
seconds
our
remaining.
cores? And I think this is a smarter choice because
5 seconds
that tower push
remaining.
is necessary. Having a hero that's gonna be doing well in the lane with the Ursa, that's nice, but not like the most important thing in terms of winning the game.
Okay, and if you're Darkside now, you see all 3 cores coming out from the side of Team Spirit. You've only picked up one of yours. You've got your 2 supports. What do you want to be looking at to pick up? Because you are going to be able to, if you want to pick up, I mean, anyone to try and match up with these lanes here, it is a free kind of pick in this last pick. So what are you looking at if you're Darkside to come out against Team Spirit here?
I was thinking if it's an offlaner, I'd like to see a Centaur.
Yeah.
It actually does look pretty good here with the Rubik and would lane well against the Ursa out of the melee offlaners. That's really nice. But this is actually better. I like this more because, first of all, it's a flexible pick, right?
Mhm.
I don't know. In a lane against the Ursa, it might be bad, but overall, it's a flexible pick. It deals well with the Beastmaster, it deals well with the Pug because he can remove the stuns that they contribute. And also, it
10
doesn't really
seconds
care
remaining.
about being bursted down by the Ursa because the Ursa cannot do it. So
5
I'm loving it.
seconds
I actually think this is a great pick for Darkside.
Okay. The Abaddon, yeah, the picker. It can play that 1 and the 3. We've seen some Radiance Abaddons being really popular, the Radiance into the Manta style or vice versa, and Abaddon's just running heroes down because when you do get that Curse of Avernus off, the extra damage that you get, the
Radiant
extra
being banned.
chase potential that comes out from this Abaddon, it does really start to stack up. So it's going to be the Venomancer ban. I guess, yeah, Team Spirit looking to limit the amount of kite that can come out onto the Ursa here.
Team
Yep.
spirits turn to
So,
ban.
Snapfire will be the final ban. Team Spirit, play a great snapfire between both supports as well as LOL. It will not be LOL with the puck coming out, but yeah. So if you're looking at Team Spirit, what is their
Radiant
final
team
pick?
banned.
Do you think maybe something off meta like a Dazzle to help the Ursa get the chase down, or are you looking to sit squarely and look for? I'm trying to think because the Clockwork's gone, the Undying's gone, the Rubik's already been picked up.
Some stun, right?
10
I would like to
seconds
see a
remaining.
stun because you only have ultimates to stun people, and Abaddon easily
5
removes it.
seconds
Man, I'm still
remaining.
looking at this Abaddon. It's such an amazing pick. Darkside, they draft so well. Why? Why have they've been losing so much? Because look at it, Abaddon protecting the out, protecting the Lesh. Lesh loves having someone to protect him. You have a carry that will lane well against the Beastmaster because of the Aphotic Shield. He lanes well with the
Team
Wisp as well. I don't know. It's
spirits
just
turn to
beautiful, right? So Team Spirit, what do they need? They need a support, well, what's left? Hoodwink is not being played all that much any longer, but that type of hero, something that has lockdown damage. I wouldn't hate even like a Lion. We've seen a couple of those.
Yeah.
10
And well,
seconds
we will see because
remaining.
they don't have a lot of reserve time left here, Team Spirit, anyway. So they do need to pick within the
5
next 10
seconds
seconds.
remaining.
Trying to make their mind up in
Radiant
this final
team
one.
pick.
It's going to be the Shadow Demon. Yeah, I completely forgot about the Shadow Demon. Some control coming out there as well. You've got the slowdowns. We've seen Shadow Demons picking up the first bloods easily because of the Shadow Poison stacks. And teams, maybe because it is out of the meta, not respecting the power of the early Shadow Demon.
Aphotic Shield will get
10
purged off as well. Of
seconds
course, it's still
remaining.
gonna do its job removing the stuns, but that's quite nice. And you have
5
this
seconds
hero
remaining.
to hide the Abaddon once his ulti pops to kind of limit his impact when the
Yeah.
borrowed time doesn't come through. They're gonna go for the
Choose your
Pango.
hero.
So I think they were just trying to find an offlaner that is not gonna be dying to the Ursa.
Yeah.
It's a solid Blizzy hero, right? He knows how to utilize this one.
Yeah. So both lineups are on the field. Preferences?
I already said that I love the Darkside lineup, but that doesn't mean that I think they're gonna win. They've just let me down so many times, and again, I think they drafted perfectly, but I am still gonna be going for Team Spirit here.
Yeah, I don't think I can look past Team Spirit either. Again, they are 4-0 for a reason. Darkside, they haven't picked up a series just yet. Looking to push on again against Team Spirit, who are at the minute in second place without losing a series. That is going to be a tough ask here for Darkside. So we'll see if they're going to be up to the task, or Team Spirit if they're going to be able to run them over. I mean, Yeah, like you're saying, it's still a great draft here for Darkside, and maybe if they were up against a team like One Move or VP, something like that, I'd have a little bit more belief. But Team Spirit at the minute looks so strong.
And they have really good heroes, in terms of taking objectives. So even if things start getting south for them, they do have ways to go about it, right? There's a farming, Beastmaster taking part of the map, Puck, split push, and then you go into the pit when you find an opening and still get good objectives on the map.
Yeah. So guys, get into the first game. But first, we are going to take a quick word from our sponsors over at EGB. So check it out, and we'll be right back.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600. Cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
So as we come back into this, we will be getting started here with a smoke from Team Spirit, moving through the jungle as Darkside splitting up a little bit. So I wonder if Team Spirit think that they've got this potential to go for first. But the smoke will break on Poshka. Roger still walks himself in though, and Poshka not skilled anything up just yet, so won't be able to slow him down or put any damage on. Roger will be able to get himself away, and he was walking up to a high ground anyway, so would have been fine just walking away from the edge there.
Whenever you have a Shadow Demon, if you catch someone alone, you can block him in with the illusions, If you have two heroes, you disrupt him. If you position yourselves well, you can get blocked in by the illusions and just die. Man, they saw that ward and also did their homework. They knew what was up and will be getting that D-ward at the start. Very nicely done by Team Spirit. And this is why you go for a smoke when you're planting vision, because you're going to be spotted, and then there's just some free golden experience towards the enemies.
Yeah, and let's see, I mean, they're stacking up 3 heroes around this mid lane, so I wonder if Darkside are going to try and contest into this, because you can see Team Spirit here. They are grouping up on both sides of the river. They want to be taking away both of these river runes, taking 3 in all, and they're going to be able to get... Do they even get all they do? So Seneko is going to be disrupted. He's still going to be able to get the tether away, but it's still going to be 3 bounty runes here, going the way of Team Spirit. So a good start for them, and yeah, Darkside didn't want to contest into either side of that river.
Shadow Demons making the world happy, multiplying balloons. Doesn't really look like someone who likes kids, kind of looks scary, but it's fine. And odds are looking scary here for Darkside. Yeah, nobody believes in them, it seems like.
No. And yeah, to start off with, the disruption comes out, which means that, Collapse, if he wants to get in a position to throw some axes out here as well. Dizzian going to go for that first point into the Aphotic Shield for the protection in the lane, but there is still a lot of harass to come through, and once Mira hits that level 2 and the Shadow Poisons start to fly through, Seneko, he might have a bad time in this lane. He's almost definitely, if those Shadow Poisons land, going to have a bad time in this lane.
And also, one thing we haven't discussed is the Shadow Demon versus the Abaddon. This hero, when he gets his Curse of Avernus, and he's probably going to do it level 2, the illusions are going to get the silence on him so easy. So Dizzying is going to be suffering to his own illusions in the lane.
Yeah, no, that is another point that, yeah, this pickup for the Shadow Demon, if they can turn it around onto the Abaddon, which, I mean, no level 2 just yet, but still some harass coming through. The Aphotic Shield should be broken. Mira takes some damage from it, but yeah, the illusion's chasing down the Seneko, so another Aphotic Shield. That looks pretty funky there on the IO. I'm not gonna lie, that looks pretty cool.
I didn't know you could sing, Rob.
Go on. Explain.
Oh, you said he's going in on the IO or whatever, or a Aphotic Shield. I don't know what it was, but that was nice in tune for sure. Anyways, though, yeah, I do like how the Aphotic Shield looks. And Dizzying, is he even gonna skill the Curse of Avernus? Or maybe he just leaves the skill points.
Yeah, no, maybe not. And yeah, no, you wouldn't be saying that if you actually heard me at karaoke. But for now, back to the actual game. Top lane here, we can see that Yatoro coming through up against Blizzy as well as Roger. I mean, Roger, you can see, I mean, he's going to have the telekinesis to fade bot as well. So if Yatoro gets any ideas about jumping onto Blizzy like this, there might be a fade bot, there might be a save with his telekinesis, but there is going to be aftershock jumping now as well, the swashbuckle to come out, but it's still a lot of damage onto the Pangolier.
Yeah, you don't want to be using the telekinesis like that, because it's a 28-second cooldown spell, and then you could be putting yourself or the Pango in a lot of trouble, right? So you're just trying to make sure that you do not use it currently.
Yeah, and it looks like it's going to be the Fader Bolt spam coming out to help out. And again, Blizzy has a ways away with the Swashbuckle, but still, though, we've seen Ench every single game throwing out the harass, and he's going to be coming in with the impetus now as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how they try and deal with this in the offlane. It looks like the aggression not as big as we've seen in the past series, but still, he's going to be able to throw these right clicks out, and Roger has to be careful about how many he does pick up.
I mean, that's always what happens against the Enchantress. The Rubik, you know, he's one of the heroes that can actually stand his ground versus the Enchantress. Use the Fade Bolt to reduce the damage, and you can actually trade somewhat effectively.
Yeah, but Yatoro not being shy about chasing down onto Blizzy, so Blizzy maybe trying to force out some of this mana use here with the Swashbuckle as well as the shield crash. And how is the mid lane doing as well?
I mean, it's Lesh is always gonna do okay versus the Puck, but in the end, there's very limited kill potential here. Whoever dies definitely made the big mistake, and it's just gonna be a farm in the harass trade.
Oh, it's going to be Yatoro that picks up the first blood on the top lane here. I was watching the chase down as well. It looks like Mira was going to be able to do the disruption. Comes out onto Dizzy. He's got it in a second now as well. He can throw it back onto the Abaddon if he wants to, but it will be the first blood going the way of Yatoro with that chase down onto the Pango.
Yeah, there was aggression coming out from Darkside on the bottom lane and from Spirit on the top lane, but Team Spirit obviously coming out ahead. I really liked how Team Spirit played the top lane because Yatoro never overextended. He was just being annoying to Blizzy, and then the opportunity presented itself at some point, and he utilized it perfectly.
Yeah, and again in the bottom lane, like you say, these illusions coming through here. Going to be able to get the silence onto the Abaddon. So he's going to be taking some harass. The Shadow Poisons. Ho, 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 ho. That was so close to being able to take him down.
It hurts. Of course, you're gonna be starting off with the magic wand and against the Shadow Demon, and you're gonna get yourself healthier. But it's still kind of scary to see how easily you can take away your HP.
Yeah, and again, it comes out now. They're going to try and maybe pop the Aphotic Shield. The silence comes through. They pop the Aphotic Shield? No. And those Shadow Poisons, they shouldn't actually... Maybe it does break first, because those Shadow Poisons, if you can refresh, maybe get one more. As the Aphotic Shield does still stand. Doesn't take a whole lot of damage this time. Miposhka, top lane, gets the kill. Is he going to be able to get himself away? Blizzy trying to run him down. Miposhka with the Nature's Attendant, so he gets the Chancellor. He's going to turn it around. Yeah, he's got the impetus damage if he wants to throw this out now as well. One more, it connects. He was just waiting for the distance, waiting for Blizzy to run himself away from that. And we talked about in the last series, turn yourself in and maybe then try and swashbuckle yourself out. Rabel will get the kill. But Miposhka, that's a good couple of pickups there.
Oh boy, he just solo killed the entire offlane with the Enchantress, and the only reason he died is because Rabel rotated there. That means Ursa is freely farming, and Blizzy, he's being doubled in terms of net worth 6 minutes in. You don't see that too often.
No, you absolutely do not here. And if you're Yatoro, you know, what are you... It's actually going to be going towards the Battle Fury, it looks like, so he wants to be able to press this advantage.
Yeah, I mean, that's... I guess 95% of the times you're gonna go for a Battle Fury on the Ursa, maybe even more. That's just the case. You're gonna go for a Diffusal if, let's say, you have a Magnus, but even then, I think people are still decide to go for a Battle Fury. I don't know when's the last time I saw people skip that one.
Yeah, yeah, like you say, even with that steroid, it just means that you're able to claim that farm a little bit quicker here. Mid lane, I mean, Miposhka's playing it. He's got himself the Warpine raided now as well. Rabel is with the rotation from Seneko. Are they going to be able to get it? They're going to be able to get the bounce out from that Acorn here with the Seed Shot. But it looks like they're not going to be able to take advantage with Roger being close. 3 heroes here from the side of Darkside, helping protect onto Rabel.
Yeah, okay, they're farming the Warpine Raider. It's going to be 50 gold if they get it. And it takes them forever. Miposhka, I mean, this is just him bullying. This is not nice.
No, he's just rubbing it in the faces now of the players on the dark side. And yeah, with the deny, it makes Darkside supports waste so much time here. Rabel going back to the lane, but at least Rabel has the net worth lead over the Puck for now. But these stacks in the jungle is going to be able to get himself the bounty rune here as well. Lol. Yatoro just continues to farm. Collapse quietly having a good time on the bottom lane. It's in Team Spirit, you know, at least the Abaddon hasn't gone down just yet. He's be able to find this farm. And it is going to be the Radiance build coming out from the Abaddon as well, which should help him in this game.
This Miposhka is just showcasing that Smurf detection does not work, guys. So that definitely someone needs to deal with that. But he's continuing to be a problem. Warpine Raider, that is a a creep that probably gives the most in terms of kill potential, right? And poor Roger, he's coming to the mid lane to get some levels. I think they're just gonna dive him if Rabel doesn't show himself. Okay, he will.
Yeah, just shows him, like I say, shows himself to the creeps. It's a great set. Excuse, let me get my words out. Great set of rotation here for Miposhka, and yeah, no, like you say, he's just bullying the side of the Darkside. You know, he's pulling these supports. Go on.
I'm sorry. Don't get mad. I didn't stop you from getting the words out.
No, it's. Yeah, I'm liable, you know, coming into the second series after a long 3-game series in that last one. Just a couple of tongue twisters maybe come out, so I just need to work out the you know, a little bit more, I guess.
I got scared for a second because you said, just let me get my words out. I'm like, okay, Rob, sorry, just do it. Good thing from Darkside, they did manage to steal a stack from Team Spirit, so at least something is going their way. Rabel is farming well. He's farming better than the Puck, which is to be expected, and with Denayo, it's gonna be even more. This is good because the Abaddon can stay alone in the bottom lane for a long time, and it's all about defending this tower from the Beastmaster right now.
Yeah, and once the 6 comes out, the Abaddon does have that now as well, so the borrowed time does go there. If he wants to pick it up, he's holding the point just in case, but if he does really get jumped, he's going to be able to put the point into that, get himself away, and then maybe look for his team to respond with TPs, maybe try and turn it around. But yeah, I suppose, again, the Radiant, so it's a double-edged sword, like you were talking about the Curse of Avernus, that if it comes out, Collapse going to be able to get the disruption, excuse me, not Collapse, Mirror going to be able to get the disruption off, and Collapse going to be able to come in with a roar to stop Abaddon, and being able to turn the Radiant's burn back onto himself. Dizzying could be in a little bit of trouble if he does get caught out once that borrowed time is down.
Has been getting caught out. They're going for him, but a nice smoke is coming in from Darkside. They want to fight.
Yeah, I know they're going to try and come in with their own thunder, but it's going to be the roar coming, connecting onto the Pangolier. So that's going to delay it so much. But can he get this kill? Collapse. He's trying to get himself away. The Split Earth does come through. He might be able to take the kill. Will be able to get the kill onto Collapse. And now the chase down comes onto Mirror. Mirror, can he try and get himself away from this one? With not how fast Dizzying is, he's not going to be able to get himself away. The chase down, the pop, and Rabel will get the kill.
They understand the importance of killing the Beastmaster. The thing is, the Team Spirit understand if they're on our Beastmaster, that means that they're not in the mid lane, and they did so much damage to the mid lane tower, and they killed the Rubik. So Spirit, they lose an important hero on bottom, but they still get a solid trade in the mid lane.
Yeah, and like you were talking about in the draft, this double lane pressure that comes up from the Ench of the Beastmaster, like you say, that if he can pull the aggro away from this mid lane, the Ench, you know, even though he is a support, he plays in a great push and roll here, has that damage to come out as well. So Roger, he might be slowed down as well. The Dark Troll Summoner is going to see Roger through the trees. Was that Ench to slow him down with the enchant? And it looks like Roger, can he get himself away from this one? The Skeleton Army telekinesis comes through, and now the relocate comes in from Sineko now as well. So Rabel, he's got the magic damage. He's going to be able to turn on Miposhka. Miposhka just overextends, gets caught out, and gets punished for it.
Yep, easy kill. That is where the Lesh comes in. One of the best heroes to deal with the Enchantress. You're always going to die. Your HP is very low. And, you know, raindrops are not going to help you there because all of Lesh's spells are overtime damage.
Yeah, and how then do you deal with this if you are, you know, on this Enchantress? Do you just have to be careful in your rotations and maybe just try and not overextend? Or are you playing that left turn role where you are happy to die if you get the information for the rest of your team?
We'll see. It depends. Now Miposhka can farm his own jungle, but once the Ursa has a Battle Fury, you're still gonna do it. If you get the hate, if you get the relocate and force things out like that, you're gonna be fine. You don't care about it.
Okay. We see Rabel's courier being taken down there as well by Yatro over by the secret shop. So that's going to delay the Bloodstone coming out for the Lesh. In fact, I think he had the gold for it there as well, but it was just taken down. So that does delay the timing. And, okay, no, he just moved himself over to the secret shop himself and picks it up.
They want to push the top lane, so the second that Team Spirit see the Darkside are pushing the top lane, they're gonna be reacting towards the bottom lane. Collapse though, oh no, they're not. He's farming the Ancients. Darkside don't necessarily know this, but this is actually the perfect time to push a tower without risking that your own tower falls.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose you do have the defense coming up here. He's still got that Dark Troll Summoner, so the Skeletons are pushing the lane back out here as well. But yeah, maybe if they'd have known where Collapse was, they could have stacked, because they had 3 or 4 heroes up here. They could have maybe dove the Enchantress underneath that tier 1 tower to find the kill and then find the tower, which might still happen with the rotation up here from the Abaddon.
I thought they will, but now when there's no Lesh, that's not going to be happening. So I'm very much surprised that they just didn't go for Miposhka. And this is kind of the name of the game for Darkside, indecisiveness, you know, and being slow, right? They don't make bad moves per se. They just don't make them fast enough. They don't make as many of them, and that in the end ends up being a problem. Finally, they're gonna be bringing more heroes to the top lane to make sure they open up the map for themselves.
Yeah, the fort comes out. You can see that Disney was waiting to pop that Curse of Avernus on the tower here as well. Just for the extra attack speed after the fortification wears off. And yeah, the push comes through. Rabel should be able to help push out with the points into the Diabolic Edict. And while this is going on, at least Collapse is going to be able to send his creep army to push down that tier 1 tower because they know where 3 or 4 heroes were. He felt a little bit more comfortable there.
Yeah, definitely, but we'll see. Abaddon getting closer to his sacred relics. He's gonna have that one fairly soon. That's quite nice. Blizzy does have the mech. He's going for a blink, so he does have some ways to fight as well. But the gold lead of Spirit is just gonna continue to increase. They're uncontested everywhere on the map.
Yeah, Yataro's having a great time as well. Like you say, being uncontested. Speaking about being contested, Mira, he might be in a little bit of trouble here. Even with the Shadow Poisons onto Blizzy, he's going to be taken down, and Blizzy does get the kill. I mean, it's only 2 stacks of the Shadow Poison here as well. So the Pango not even going to be on death's door here. What do you expect, Darkside, in terms of wards, trying to, get some information around this Roche Pit? Do they have to respect this Ursa, or is it still too early here to say, we need to be dropping the vision, getting that information around the Roche Pit?
They don't have the strength. They would love to, but they don't have the strength to do much of that. What they do have a strength to do is go and collapse.
Yeah, Collapse. Can he get himself away? There's going to be another... Oh, the Roar comes out, but the Split Earth, the Lockdown, and even Roger coming into this, and he steals the axes and not the Roar. He would have loved that Roar there onto the Rubik.
It was so close, and it would have been so fortunate for Darkside, because the stun from the Lesh comes out at the same time as the Roar, so he cannot get his axes out, and the Rubik is running like, I want that one, and in the end, he doesn't manage to secure it.
Yeah, and Rabel is just going to be able to go back to farming here. Sitting second on the net worth, just behind that Ursa by about, what's that, 800, 700 gold, something like that. So he's not too far behind, and he's able to flash farm these stacks as well. With the Pulse Nova coming through, with the, I'm hearing a Dream Call. It's actually going to be onto Roger, but Roger, what can he do? He's got those axes. It's still going to be, he goes down to the neutral. Okay, Roger. Well done. We give you a tip for that there as well.
Yeah, I mean, you have a Beastmaster on your side. They're gonna have to tell Collapse, control the beasts, man, because they're taking away our kills. We haven't seen that many coils. This is the second one, and the second one also, the first one was also used on Roger in the mid lane when they killed him. So overall, Laurel, he's not gonna be too happy with his coil usages thus far.
No, and I mean, if not for the neutrals, he finds that pickoff. So no fault of his own there. It was just, third party gets involved, and all of a sudden you're losing your kill.
Yeah, guys, it's not my fault. I'm just unlucky. That's why. But Laurel is having a solid game either way. He has the Witchblade. He's gonna get the Blink Dagger. So this puck is pretty much uncontested, and that's gonna be the case for quite some time. I'm looking at Darkside, and their lineup should be ahead. With the or at least not this far behind. So it's gonna be very tough for him to deal enough damage.
Yeah, and so if you are looking here at the Abaddon, he's got himself the Sacred Relic. In fact, he's got the Talisman of Evasion after this creep camp as well. So what's the build here? Oh, we might actually see a fight break now, so we'll have to come back to this now as well. Rabel, this is going to be the jump in from Yatoro. Rabel, he's being cleaned up. The regen, it's not going to be from Seneko. They do get the kill to this Lesh. Lesh is going to go down, and it looks like there's going to be a few to follow now as well as Roger goes down to Collapse. They've got that Rolling Thunder on a really niche little bit of cliff, and they're going to be able to get off a really good advantage from this. They take down 4. Seneko.
You mean 5?
Yeah, let's say 5.
Yeah, well, he relocated to the base. He thought he was going to be saving the Lesh, but that's not the case. Lesh is your strongest hero. The second he dies, the fight is over. And those are the timings of Darkside. They get wiped out. They lose their Roche. This game, it's out of their hands, to be honest, because this is why you pick an Ursa against these heavy damage-dealing mid laners, because he can kill them so fast. He rips you apart, and you never get the chance to heal. And then the fight ends and possibly even the game.
Yeah, EGB giving the zeros over to Team Spirit now as well. Darkside, it's 15-1. if you think Darkside can get this victory here, but it is looking tricky. 6-9, and yeah, it's just looking so nice here for Team Spirit in the first
What the
17
hell?
minutes.
So if you put your money on Spirit, it's gone, and it's gone, and it's gone. That's what it's gonna be.
And Rabel's gone.
Yeah, I think the same is true for Darkside probably. It'll be, and it's gone because this is one of the biggest. I think this is maybe even the biggest stomp that I've seen in the Eastern European DPC so far, because they're just destroying them.
I don't know. Hellraisers versus Hydra game 1, game 2, game 1. Which one was it? Where
game 1, I think. I think in game 1 they had like
3
17
kills.
net worth.
Yeah, and they couldn't get themselves anything, and at least, you know, Darkside, they got some early kills, were able to get themselves on the board here, and Team Spirit, they've hit their power point, and they're looking to run over onto Darkside.
That is true, you know, but in that game, I was at least like, oh, maybe this timing, maybe they're gonna be doing this. I'm looking at Darkside, and the only thing I feel is despair if I'm trying to put myself in their shoes, because how do you come back from this? Like, what do you actually do? And I can't seem to find an answer.
Well, it looks like Darkside not going to be able to find an answer here. As Seneko just try and tether in onto this to try and save the Pangolier. Cost him his life. There's going to be the Photic Shield coming through, but Seneko, he's still getting low, nothing to tether to, and Lol will get the kill. The Atro in the middle of 3 heroes. It doesn't matter. He's just going to be able to rip them all down, and it's just going to be 19 minutes. GG is going to be called. Darkside, they know this game is over, as, yeah, with tier 2 still being up, the high ground was being dove there from Team Spirit.
One thing, you know, that we didn't mention, that didn't really come in handy in this game at all, but when the Abaddon is playing against the Ursa, right? You stack up so many Fury swipes, and then once the burrow time is done, you just cut him down in 2 hits, right? Because he has the burrow time, and you're healing him, and then you have like 15 Fury swipes. You swipe him twice, and he's just gone and dusted. But yeah, not much to say about this game, Rob. Here, it's just an absolute demolition of Darkside, and I mean, Team Spirit, the strongest or the second strongest team currently, given that Hellraisers are looking so good. And they're definitely the most consistent team in Eastern Europe, and Darkside, a team that has just been underwhelming all the way so far. And I think this is just an expected result.
Yeah, it really did hurt them losing Ramses after Tour 1. And like I said, Dizzian, he's not really up to that level as a carry, but I mean, there's no reason he can't grow into that role. But yeah, for the minute, for this tour, you know, Darkside is looking really rough for them. And I think if they lose the series, again, the best they can do is try and force out tiebreakers, I'm pretty sure. Because looking at the table, yeah, One Move and in fact, I don't even know if that's going to be a possibility, because One Move and Na'Vi, they play each other, so one of those is going to go up to 2 wins, and it's just going to be so hard for Darkside to even consider pushing onto those tiebreakers.
I don't think, though, it's fair to just point our fingers at Dizzying.
No, true.
Last tour, DK Focus was the target of our focus, mostly, though Gary and Trent also were talking about him as well.
Yeah.
And he really was not looking the greatest, but I wouldn't say that Blizzy is looking any better than DK Focus was, or he might even be looking worse. It's hard to compare, because arguably Darkside then was a stronger team with Ramses on their side, but I just don't feel any impact from Blizzy any games.
No, and we'll see. I mean, again, maybe if they drop down to Division 2, it'll be a bit of a learning curve for them, you know, to be able to synergize a little bit better. But yeah, in this series, it's looking rough, guys. We're going to find out in game number 2 if they're going to be able to pull something out of the hat here of Team Spirit. We'll just be able to take a quick 2-0 series. But first, we're going to take a pause. We'll see you after this.